Judge a man not by the content of his bracket, but by the process in which he got there.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Very, very good people. These are good times. These are good times to those who celebrate. This is Theoretically Speaking. It is March the 19th. Who cares what day of the week it is? Because most importantly, it is the opening day of March Madness, at least for the round of 64. The first round is underway. We are starting to mark off left and right which of our predictions we're feeling more confident in and least confident in, as everybody and they mama I saw on the ESPN bracket challenge thing, it said 25 million. 25 million brackets have been submitted, and I did finally do mine both for the men's and the women's bracket this morning right before my morning walk. So I got them in before the deadline as March Madness is underway. The madness of the March is cracking. It also is despite what day of the week it is. Despite what day of the week it is, this officially at ESPN West Palm and on Theoretically Speaking is our first day post C-Katt. Ooh, wicked times. On the other side of the glass on the ones and twos is Damian Perez in. And again, this time, usually when you join Damian, you're usually in for the Cat. Today, you are just officially joining as the first fill-in to join on Theoretically Speaking in the post-Cat era. Welcome in. This is a weird time to be alive here at ESPN West Palm.
Absolutely. But good afternoon, Theo, to you, to the good people of South
Yeah.
Florida. Big shoes to fill, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think C-Katt's impact here at ESPN West Palm is obviously undeniable, not just for me, for anybody who steps foot behind this board.
Damian, we don't have to say that anymore. He's gone. We can talk crap about
He's probably getting to Chicago right now, as a matter of fact.
He stopped. He had a pit stop last night. So for those that didn't recall or didn't see yesterday's show, Damian, you were here producing. C-Katt and I were at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. The dude had his car packed in the garage, ready to rock. He was ready to go.
Brand.
So on brand. And he had it loaded up and literally hit the road. He did say, I checked in this afternoon before we got things going. He did say he made a pit stop in Chattanooga. I believe he's probably either back on the road at this point, watching March Madness and seeing how things shake out and trying to get to Milwaukee to make things, on a day like today, especially when you're off from work, you want to be able to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So I would assume he's trying to get the driving out of the way so he can enjoy as many games as possible today. But yes, the Cat had it down like that, and this is officially no longer the Cat Cave. The producers, room over here is open for renaming at some point. And Damian, I'm just glad to be back kicking it with the good people because today is a holiday of sorts, man. I am not. There was a time in my sports fandom, Damian, believe it or not, where I thought I had a bit of an edge around this time of the year. I thought I could kind of play my cards right, use some intel, use some games I had watched throughout the season, and I thought I could pick a winner out of a magic hat. And I'm sure a lot of sports fans felt that way. How did you fill out a bracket this year, Dave?
I was just about to say, as many of us felt that same way. I did fill out a bracket.
Yeah.
It started off honestly horrible. TCU was absolutely just dismantling Ohio State. Couldn't find a word for it, but Ohio State has since come back, and this game has absolutely turned into a great game. What a start to the tournament.
Yeah, this is Ohio State TCU going on right now. It's 57-53. The Buckeyes I felt good. I picked TCU as a Houstonian.
I got Ohio State, obviously.
Texas native from the proud Lone Star State. When I have an opportunity to both go against something out of the state of Ohio and go pro Texas, I'm signing up for that every day. So I did go with TCU. And the first half, TCU was up 29-24. Ohio State has outscored them 31-14 in the second half so far. It's a 2-point game, and a little bit nervous. But I have also made the decision that I have detached myself from the results of my March Madness bracket, so I'm not going to feel pain or angst No matter what the result is, I just want to enjoy the show. I'm going to get to later on in the show today here, Damian, why I said it the way I said it. And I care less about who you chose to win. I care less about who you have in the Final Four. I care more about your process, because throughout the day I'm going to be calling on the good people, and even yourself too as well, Damian, to tell me what that process was like for you this year on filling out a bracket. Because I can tell you, before I get to how I do it nowadays, and I have very strict rules for myself nowadays, I can tell you how I did it 10, 15 years ago as a sports fan who felt inclined. And the most vivid memory I have of filling out a March Madness bracket, which back in the day I used to do it. I was very hardwired to always do my first bracket on an actual printed out sheet of paper, old school. Oh, I'm a journalist by trade, Damien. You know this.
Right.
So there was something about doing it pen to paper, printed out off of one of the HPs.
Easier to lock in.
Easier to lock in, easier to have focus. And my process back in the day when I was a little wet behind the ears, I was a little green, was I would actually, it's back when I used to watch a lot more college basketball as well, I would actually do an immense amount of research on most of these teams. I don't want to say all of them. I'm not over here digging up like, 14 seed Iona. What do they have cooking up this year? I'm not doing all of that. But an immense amount of research on most of these teams, looking at guard play, looking at the way in which how healthy they are at this point of the season, how good were they in close games. I'm looking at Ken Palm. I'm trying to look through what all the bracketologists and Lenardi and all those people are saying. I was so deep into the weeds of this thing. And year after year, after all of the research, after all of the beckoning, heck, at one point when I was in college doing this stuff, Damien, I'll be calling people I know from the schools currently. Like, look.
Got any intel?
Come on, Shabazz Napier. Has he been partying or has he been locked in? You feel me? Like, I used to actually do so much around this. And what I learned from those experiences, as I would say I've probably been filling out brackets for about 15 years for the past 15 years at least. What I've learned from those experiences is the level of heartache and the intensity in which I get mad at how silly the outcomes of these March Madness games end up being every year. I can no longer cling myself to those results. You know how many times I cussed out John Calipari? Do you know how often I had to be absolutely just dismayed and just absolutely aghast? I'm like, well, dude, you got 4 of your dudes is going to get picked in the lottery this year.
That's the emotional attachment to the bracket.
Yes. And there's a different level. There's a difference between just having emotional attachment to these March Madness brackets and then also believing you have some kind of intellectual attachment to it, as if I did the research and I did the work and this is going to turn out well. In my latter years, if you will, Damien, I have learned that this is the ultimate crapshoot. And if one thing about a game of chance is you are no longer going to get any kind of intellectual or emotional drive or pull out of me. I fill out one bracket. I do it off of strictly vibes. I take a very condensed amount of time in doing it. Then I sit back, submit into as many pools as I'm in, and enjoy the show. That's why right now, as we sit here today, and Ohio State and TCU are getting after it. This is a great game. TCU's back up 58-57, 3:45 left in the second half. Guess what I feel right now, Damien?
You're feeling good.
Absolutely nothing. I don't care. I don't care who wins. I just want an electric finish.
You're enjoying the tournament.
I'm enjoying the tournament for what it is and what it is to be. And that is the most freeing feeling ever. I've always aspired to be the guy that is ultimately just present, that is in the moment, that is enjoying himself, enjoying the vibes. Hell, if I'm at Winter Equestrian Festival at Wellington International and the horses are jumping and the brunch is coming out and whatnot and the vibes are going, I want to be there. I'm learning about the rider. Oh, whoa, she's a silver medalist in the Olympics 2 years ago. Oh, man, she's number 5 in the world. Oh, what's this horse's name? Why does it have 5 names? I only got 3. I want to be absolutely.
Soak it all in.
Yeah, I want to be there.
Right.
I want to be there. And for March Madness, it is extremely hard to be there when every other second, with every turnover, substitution, and timeout, you're peeking back at your bracket like, oh, what did I screw this up? Is this going to cost me the game?
Especially in those early rounds. I mean, you got games where it's like they're starting back to back to back, and it's hard to keep track. If you're really looking at your bracket and kind of dissecting every single game,
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. You're going to drive yourself nuts.
Come on, man. Like, are we really looking into High Point University's roster? Are we looking into their history in the tournament as they have the 12 seed versus 5 seed game that is tipped off on TBS, High Point versus Wisconsin? Funny enough.
That was a very popular upset.
Yeah. I mean, as a person who actually spent some time out in North Carolina, I used to work in Greensboro, High Point area. I did a bunch of news stories at High Point University's campus. Thought about it. Thought about going with the upset there.
See, that's the emotional attachment.
Exactly. But you know what? So be it. So be it. Like, you know,
Part of the vibes, right?
If my bracket gets ripped up, I'm perfectly fine. But that is the place that I'm at right now in my adulthood. That's why throughout today's show, I'm curious how others are going about and how they actually, it's too late now, how you went about building out your bracket and how attached are you to it through this process. I just want electric finishes. Something about this time of the year in college basketball specifically, and hell, maybe even in the NBA. Did you see that shot that Jonathan Kuminga hit with the Atlanta Hawks?
He couldn't even believe it himself.
There's something like I don't necessarily believe in voodoo magic. I don't believe in supernatural in that kind of way. I'm not very superstitious, religious. I mean, I have my faith. I ain't rocking with some of the stuff that other people believe in, but there's something about this month in that sport where incredulous things happen. Every game winner seems to go in, and the basket grows twice the size, almost like the Grinch's heart in the old movies when these guys are heaving the ball up at the rim. So that is why I choose to enjoy it. I choose not to attach myself to the results. I'm very curious how the good people of Theoretically Speaking, as well as you, Damian, what your process is. I have 4 strict rules that I'm going to give you today in which how I built my stuff out, and it is why I have the inner peace to just enjoy the flow. Look at that, TCU's back up. TCU's back up.
What a game. I mean, what a way to start this tournament.
This is what you want. This is what you want. So another curious thing we have going on right now is we have Ohio State fan Mike Rizzo.
I don't know if you could hear him yelling in our conference room.
Everybody in the world can hear him yelling up and down the hill. We're doing like a watch party. There's a watch party going on here at ESPN West Palm in what is usually our sales meeting room. We've got Duffy's Sports Grill that catered said watch party, and everybody's in there. Nobody's getting any work done, and every other second you're hearing Mike Rizzo yell. But simultaneously, Damian, you got the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah.
You got them going at it with High Point. So we got Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo probably being a nuisance to everybody's workplace environment right now. But again, it's all in the name of March Madness, and it's all going down right now. What a wonderful, wonderful time of the year. I want to get to the process of it all, though, good people. I don't want to know who you got winning. I don't care who you got in your Final Four. Hell, I don't care what upset you picked in the opening round, because at the end of the day, you're going to select these things. You're going to beat your chest and act like you were right when you got 1 or 2 right, and then you're going to blame the coach or the 18-year-old, or I guess these days in college basketball, 27-year-old.
Yeah. Former pros.
Yeah. You're going to blame the guy.
Former G-leaguer.
Yes. You're going to blame them on why you didn't get it right. What I want to know is your process, how you piece this thing together. I'm going to give you my 4 strict rules, how I get down, and I'd like to know how you get down as well. And you'll be taking your calls throughout the show today on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. The Baptist Health Hotline is open throughout the show today as we watch together March Madness, as we watch together the college basketball world taking its place as the center of America's entertainment system right now. Oh, my goodness. You see that shot that your boy just heaved up right? It is going down. It is going down. But hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. What's your process? What's your quirk? What's your superstition around how you build your bracket out? I'll give you mine. Welcome to Pro Level Orthopedic Care at Baptist Health. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care trusted by the pros. Do me a favor. Do your family a favor. Do yourself a favor. And get back to the life and the activities that you love. It's about you right now. You might be aching, might have some pain, some soreness, some joint issues. Have these issues no longer. And let the good people at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care treat you like a pro. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. That's baptisthealth.net/ortho. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, welcome to being treated like a pro. And the Baptist Health Hotline is 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. That's how you tap in to Theoretically Speaking here at ESPN West Palm. Another facet of this that gets overlooked is we are now also in an age in which sports gambling, even the predictive markets, all of this stuff is at an all-time high with a much more wider ranging audience than what we might have been used to back in my day, if you will. Back in my day, when I was in college, it was like the biggest level of gambling a lot of us were doing were these bracket pools. Like getting $20 out of me to submit a bracket was a huge commitment. That's probably why I put so much time, energy, and effort behind it.
Or like fantasy sports too. That was another big one.
That was huge. That was our form of it. These days, kids are actually not just worried about the outcome of these games because of their brackets. You got people, mortgaging some real money on it.
Gambling interest.
Some real bread on some of these games.
Yeah, and to that point, I feel like it's completely changed the dynamic of watching a game. Like, you don't just watch the game for a result. I mean, you do in a sense, but it's for that gambling. Is it covering the spread?
Yes.
Is it covering the over?
Yes.
That's a dynamic that a lot of people watch sports now.
Like, I don't necessarily need this upset to happen, but I do need them to cover.
Right.
I do need them to cover.
They can lose, but at least as long as they cover the spread, I'm good with it.
And therein lies why I would hate to do that in college basketball, because when the last 2 minutes of all of these games, it gets so quirky. It gets so extremely particular. There's weird timeouts. There's free throws missed. There's 3-pointers made. The amount of bad beats.
1-and-1 free throws. The jump ball. The jump ball is another big one in college basketball. I hate that rule, by the way.
And we're watching right now. It's hard for me to tell exactly what's going on. It looks like they're debating a charge or block call right here in the Ohio State TCU game. Just over 2 minutes left to go. And that's the other factor the officials, the officiating. Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw that headline before the tournament started this year, Damian, but there was the NCAA, put out, preliminary things before things got going to make sure they kept an extra eye on officiating because of how robust the gambling market is right now and how terrible that is looked and shined on other leagues as you look at all the scandals.
Honestly, that's the scary part.
That is the worst part.
For sure.
That is the worst
And
part.
It's not just the referees. I mean, we've seen it with players.
Yes.
One down here in Miami, Terry Rozier.
Yeah, look, who still is actively involved in a lot of these. Like this, Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, Jonte Porter.
That was a bad one.
And the common thread between a lot of these players, and we had the college basketball scandal already happen. There was dozens of players that have been caught, wrangled, tied up in these FBI investigations into the sports gambling stuff. So they have to make sure, as much as they can, that there's no funny business happening with this tournament. And again, as y'all are doing that, I am remaining emotionally and intellectually uninvested. This is just pure vibes. And I'll give you my formula for filling out a bracket on the other side here on Theoretically Speaking, and how I came to this particular way of thinking. And if you want that same inner peace that I have, you're going to want to stick around and hear about it. That is Damian Perez. I am Theo Dorsey. March Madness is underway. We're about to get a final here between Ohio State and TCU. Can't wait to see how this thing shakes out. For Damian, I'm Theo. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com.
That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and when it comes to the NBA, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I want it all. Tonight, it's a statement game. The Miami Heat welcome the Los Angeles Lakers. Crunch time, live at 7:30 here on ESPN 106.3.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, ref, time out, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5 We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Whoa, not that water. You need Culligan water. With a free water test and advanced reverse osmosis purification system, Culligan helps reduce contaminants, delivering cleaner, safer, better tasting water. Enjoy 12 months interest-free. Schedule your free test today at Culligan.com. Serving all of South Florida, residential or commercial.
Hey, Culligan man!
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Joseph Malloy, tax partner in Anshin's Construction Group.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, also known as the OBBBA, will have a significant impact on tax planning strategies. The bill restores and makes permanent 100% bonus depreciation for all eligible purchases made after January 19, 2025. This tax incentive will influence investments in additional machinery and equipment upgrades, providing an immediate tax deduction and helping contractors increase cash flow. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide construction companies through the new tax law to help them develop the right strategy and enhance profitability. If you're a construction executive or owner looking to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wendy's has a new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mints cookie pieces, rich, creamy Frosty, and a mint chocolate cookie sauce. Which means Girl Scout Thin Mints and Wendy's Frosty, yeah, they're basically best friends now. It's like two delicious desserts just high-fived, snapped a few too many friendship selfies, and then rode a tandem bike down a never-ending road of mint chocolate Frosty perfection. So, swing by Wendy's and try the
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Things are getting interesting. TCU and OSU. Is Ohio State going to be the first upset of this tournament, if you will? I looked online here, Damian. As we are, knotted at 64 to go, 26 seconds left. Loving it. March Madness action.
Back-to-back threes from each team.
Yeah, TCU hit the three from the corner. I started getting a little, hey. And then Ohio State returned one, so we're knotted up. TCU's ball. They have a chance to hit a game winner here. And what I will say is I just want to check and see how much of a favorite OSU is, because it is an 8-9 matchup, TCU being the 9 seed. 60% of the brackets, though, going with Ohio State, likely because it's the Buckeyes. It's a name brand.
It's the brand for sure.
It's a brand. It's the Big Ten versus the
easier to recognize over TCU.
Yeah. If I had absolutely no information and no number seeding next to these two teams' names,
which a lot of people don't.
Yeah, most people are going to go with Ohio State, but savvy folk like myself who did the work, which again I'm going to define that work, and you'll see what I actually mean. Went with TCU, and we'll see how this thing plays out. We here on Theoretically Speaking, we have a bracket challenge in the office. We got a GKB bracket challenge and all of those things. All of them free. Did you do any paid brackets this year, Damien?
I did
paid
not.
Bracket guy? No?
I did not, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't either. And I wouldn't. And TCU just got a buck. They just got a buck. Little righty hook right
Still
over the
time on the clock, though.
4 seconds.
Anybody
left.
that needs Ohio State, there's 4 seconds on the clock, so they can't answer. All they need is a 2 to tie the game, too. It's not like they need a 3 here. There's enough time.
So I like that, too. Just, your post guy, 24, they just got position, put his butt on him, pushed him under the rim, and dropped one in. Easy money. I wonder for Ohio State at this point, though, do you go for the 3 or do you go for the 2? It's March Madness, baby.
Man, it's the first game of the tournament, too.
You called the timeout. You got this. The clock is stopped. You're in the huddle. If you're the coach, do you have a sniper like that?
I mean, imagine the momentum Ohio State would gain if they are to hit a game winner here.
You better have a sniper. You better have one of them ones on your squad. I
go for this. I don't know about you. I'm going for this.
If I'm the coach, so if you're a coach of Ohio State right now, you're going for 3.
Let's go for 3. I'm drawing one up.
But you're the favorite. If you're the underdog, you inevitably always go for the 3. It's like going for 2 at the end of the game in football. You go for 2 if you don't expect that you have the momentum, if you don't expect that you can win the game heads up in overtime. If you're Ohio State, you got to feel like you're the better team. Best bucket available.
But Ohio State probably feels like in overtime, TCU has the advantage because of the factor that they're underdogs. They're not even expected to win this game. So might as well playing with house money at that point.
Ohio State 6 for 22 from deep so far this game. Ohio State shooting 27% from 3-point land. We'll see. We'll see if they count.
Maybe we can.
Yeah,
go
I'm
for
gonna say,
2.
look at you backpedaling. He's backpedaling.
Maybe we could go for 2 here after that. After hearing that,
Yeah.
6 for 22. I don't know.
And they got to go the full length of the court. This is the college basketball level. In the NBA, you call the timeout, you're taking it out at the half line.
Right.
This one, they got to go full length of the court. And if you're TCU, it's like at that point, with 4, they have to shoot a 3. They're shooting a 3.
They're in the bonus, so TCU cannot foul.
You can't foul. You don't want to foul. You're up 2. They're going to shoot a 3 here. Ohio State's going to heave up something nasty. Oh, my goodness. No, sir. No, sir.
It's rough.
And me and 40% of the nation.
And just like that,
move on.
My bracket is busted.
You're done. Give up. Quit. Call it quits. I'm actually absolutely excited that TCU got this win. After the whole debacle following my Miami Hurricanes finally pushing past and righting the wrongs that Ohio State set on us on the football gridiron, after all of that and hearing the snapback from the Ohio State fans of the world, and we love Russo and Rizzo. I want to see that show prosper. I want to see my guy Mike Rizzo be happy. But he had some nasty words for my Miami Hurricanes and telling us how I don't know how to win. So I'd like to see how Mike Rizzo lost today. That's all. I'm going to be curious to see how the good people on Russo and Rizzo handle that. But Ohio State falls, TCU moves on, and as a Miami Hurricane fan, I am excited. How about this? I'm going to get into how I specifically go about my bracket making process these days, because there is a science to it. It's a simple science, but there is a science to it. And I don't want to be – I want to keep it G with y'all about this. This is the process right here. 4 simple rules I follow here, Damian. And it starts with something that I would ill-advise in any other process when you're filling out your March Madness bracket these days. It starts with a lack of preparations. Bullet point number 1, I'm first team all vibes. I'm first team all vibes. I'm not watching the pre-tournament YouTube videos. I'm not watching the bracketology videos. I'll pay attention to who was on the bubble and who got in. That's intriguing throughout the year. But I am not overly concerning myself with the minutia of college basketball. The tournament, when you watch it, it's all vibes. So you have to align yourself with the flow of things. That's how I got TCU right and you didn't. Damian, you can learn something from this. First team all vibes. Secondarily, have you ever been filling out a bracket? Now that I do the brackets digitally, I got big thumbs. Small screen. Small screen, big thumbs. Sometimes you hit a misclick. Have that ever happened to you? Damian?
No, actually, no.
Never misclicked?
Nope.
On a bracket?
Nope. Because you'd have to make that mistake twice, because then you'll see it in the next round, no?
No, it pops when you do a misclick, especially if you use the ESPN tournament.
Wait, I don't have McNeese advancing. What the heck?
Yeah. Well, it just happens. You just tap it. You're rolling your thumb over, and you sometimes you tap the wrong logo. Guess
I
what?
can see that happening. Hasn't happened to me.
Hasn't happened?
But
if I hit a misclick, you know what my rule is? It's Darwinism, baby.
Wow.
It's the way of the world. I roll with it. Now, I do have some deal breakers there. If it's 1v16, I'm not picking
I was
Howard.
gonna say, what about a 16 speed?
A shout out to the
Still
Bison.
vibes there.
Not picking Howard to win. It would have worked out for me. FDU versus Purdue a few years back, if that were to be the case. But no. If I have a misclick and it's a reasonable one, a 13-4, a 12-5, Anything beyond that, I probably wouldn't do it. If a misclick hits, I stick with it. It's what the world wanted. It's what God led my finger to do. I'm not gonna go against the world in the nature of these things. This is March Madness. You go with the flow in March Madness. First team all vibes. If you have a misclick, you stick with it. That's your gut talking to you. Number 3, I like to visualize the aftermath, the headlines. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw Ohio State TCU. I'm like, do I really think the Buckeyes on the hardwood are as elevated of a program to if TCU is that close in competition, if the spread is 2.5 and everybody's probably going to be on the Buckeyes because that's going to be a public pick, why not just go with the Horned Frogs?
That's strategy right there.
There's going to be some cute story that comes out about a Horned Frog player. There was the one dude on TCU whose last name was Punch. And I saw a little viral clip going out about Punch talking about how nobody better not try me. I was like, that was fun. Fun personality there. I can see him advancing to the next stage.
That's the vibes you're talking about.
I'm all vibes right now. I'm sticking with the vibes. Not going to think too hard into this thing, and that's why I'm successful when it comes to the tournament challenge. I would love to see where I rank right now in the ESPN West Palm bracket. I bet you I'm number 1.
After one game?
After one game, I bet you I'm number 1. And then number 4, this is the most pivotal part. I set a timer. You want to guess what that timer looks like before I fill out that bracket?
Let's say 2 minutes.
2? How'd you know?
I don't know.
This guy right here,
I might do the same thing.
Mind meld right here. 2 minutes on the clock. I hit that timer. If I'm not done with that bracket by the end of that timer, damn it, it's autofill time.
You overthought it.
Yeah, I'm trying too hard. It's similar to when you're playing golf. They tell you not to look over the ball too long, or you're gonna end up overthinking it, getting a miss hit, not gonna strike it flush. You don't want to stand at the free throw line for a Giannis Antetokounmpo amount of time. No. You get in and you get out. I did my brackets this morning over a cup of coffee, sitting outside before my little morning read and walk.
Pure bliss.
Pure bliss. I'm at one with nature. The breeze of South Florida is hitting me in the face as I am punching ticket.
And those are those misclicks
ticket.
You were talking about.
Exactly. It's part of it. That's part of it.
I see the vision now.
Oh my goodness, High Point is giving Wisconsin a race. It is close. You said that was a popular upset pick, 39-41, about to go into the half there.
Wow.
But that's the way I rock out. 2-minute clock. Damian, what is your process?
I'm very similar, to be honest. Quick. I don't want to overthink it. I don't need to look at the recent games because I feel like the tournament is a completely different game. Teams know how to play the tournament, like Michigan State, like UF, who lost the SEC final, but will still be good in the tournament. So I don't want to overthink it. I don't want to look into it too much. I just want to recognize a team, have that gut feeling, and send it.
And roll with it.
Yep.
Another thing I like to do, and this is an honorable mention, I do play favorites in this way. Like, I look at a point guard like Darius Sakoff.
Yes, I fell a victim of that. I'm not going to lie.
I'm like, do I want to see him play more basketball games? Yes or no?
Am I going to see this guy lose? Like, he's probably going to be the best player on the court.
Yes.
In 80% of the games he plays in this tournament.
And it's not even just do I see him losing? It's like, do I want him?
Right.
I want more of this prolific
like
player.
AJ DeBanza, that's another one because BYU is not a high seed. So they're running into teams like Purdue, and you're looking at it like,
come on.
Is he really going to do it? I think he will.
I was in the building when I watched Fairleigh Dickinson take down a Purdue basketball team that was a 1 seed. You tell me AJ can't? I'm rolling with I got BYU making it an irresponsible amct of games in this tournament.
I think actually it got to a point where they play Arkansas. So I was in a pickle. I'm like, who do I like more, Acuff or DeBanza?
Yeah.
But that will definitely be the number 1 pick in the draft matchup pretty much.
And another guy who's going to be angling for number 1 in the draft is Darren Peterson. And there is a large majority of college basketball fans who are soured to Darren Peterson.
He needs a good tournament.
And the Kansas Jayhawks. He does need a good tournament. I can agree with you there. And because I'm big on Peterson, I tell the story all the time of at their senior year for Darren Peterson and Cameron Boozer, who's with Duke. They both, senior year of high school, one of the first games of the season, they played it at FAU. And my job was to go down there to FAU to cover that game so that I can get some highlights of the Boozer twins and to see how great both Cameron and Caden Boozer, who were future Blue Devils, but at the time, college, high school basketball players for Columbus High School. I was trying to get a close-up and personal look at them. And I left that game saying, who the hell was that, and is he not Kobe Bryant reincarnated?
What discovery did I just make?
Darren Peterson absolutely stole the show. He was like the way Buddy was balling out, the control he had over the game, the pace, he was attacking in the paint and going right into Boozer's chest. It was times in that game where I felt like Cameron Boozer didn't necessarily care to compete that hard. Peterson didn't.
Which is ironic.
Which is weird, right? And that's the funniest part of all of this is if roles were reversed, and today we were looking at college basketball and talking about how Peterson's the ultimate competitor, and he this, that, and the third, and you can't peel this guy off the court, and he's a surefire number one pick, and Cameron Boozer is the one that people are questioning his level of commitment to the game of basketball. I would have been like, all right, it lines up. I would have been using that as a data point.
Exactly what I saw.
Instead, it's the other way around, and I still believe that animal that I saw on that basketball court, barely even a year removed from right now today, I still believe that that's somewhere in Darren Peterson, and if his body permits, I have a good inclination that Darren Peterson is going to prove a lot of these doubters wrong. I don't know what the heck though. Full body cramps is a very strange ailment,
and it wasn't just the injuries, because there were games where going into it he was 100% healthy, good to go. And then second half, he just disappears.
Apparently,
not on the court, just doesn't even step on the court.
Yeah, apparently some of the stuff was flaring. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but I also am not willing to go all the way back on my priors. I believe that dude is an absolute superstar. The only reason why I don't think he's the number one pick in the draft is because of, when you 6'9", 6'10", with moves like Tracy McGrady and a jumper like KD, that should be the number one pick over the past 10 years. The only other dude that could bounce AJ DeMinster from the number one pick would be Wemby.
He's built for the NBA.
He's an NBA player in college basketball. If you want to know what it would look like if an NBA player was on a solid college basketball team through the tournament, watch BYU.
It's like the Thompson twins, but with a bit more upside, I would say.
You're talking about Amin and
Debansa.
Wow. The Thompson twins?
They're just both so athletic.
The
frame is so large, but they could still shoot. I don't know. I find them very similar.
Amin and Asar Thompson.
And the competitiveness too, because they're both very competitive players.
Yeah. That's an interesting take, because I would have never. They feel more like role players, where DeBunsta is like a clear and obvious
it's also
star.
because one's on Houston Rocket, the other's one's on Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
There's clear alphas on those teams. DeBance is probably going to go to a team where he can come in and be the guy.
He's going to.
Yeah.
Number one pick is going to be him. And then after that, I think Darren Peterson goes, second or third in the draft. But again, I want to see him prove the haters wrong.
So right now,
I am. What?
You have Peterson over Acuff?
Yeah, I do.
Interesting.
As great as Acuff is, and that's why I want to see more of them throughout the tournament.
It comes down to the intangibles for me. That's why I think this tournament's very important for Darren Peterson, because there is a world where he says, "Listen, I was saving myself for this moment.
Yeah,
this is when I arrived." But I mean, Acuff Jr. I heard he was like on a walking boot before games and still played basically the entire game and was the best player on the court. So
I'm trying to see how irresponsibly far I have the Kansas Jayhawks going. I have them getting to the Sweet 16. Oh, wow. I picked them over Duke.
That is bold.
I picked the Kansas Jayhawks over Duke.
Was it because of the matchup that you saw in high school?
Yes, that's why I don't even know.
That's essentially what it is.
It probably had to play a big part in it. But yes, that is how irresponsibly far I have Darren Peterson making it. I have them making it all the way into the Elite Eight. That is going to be interesting. If that plays out, I'll be one of the only ones to go that way. Wow. We will see. But I do know that, again, for guys like that, there's going to be a heavy eye on some of those guys through the tournament. And what I care most about college basketball these days anyway is how it impacts the pro game. Especially as a person who thought the Miami Heat were going to be drafting in the lottery this year, but it looks like they are going to play themselves into the playoffs. Like, this is going to be one of the most robust NBA drafts we've had in the first round in quite some time. And guys like Debansta, guys like Peterson, guys like Acuff, guys like Boozer are going to shape what a lot of these teams are going to look like in the near future in the NBA. It's going to be a big injection of talent. That's part of the reason why they probably like, cool, we can add a couple more teams.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We got some talent coming in from.
The pool
add
just
a
got
third
larger.
team. Add a third team. Not tripping. So yes, those are the ways in which I go about it when it comes to piecing together together a bracket.
If that does come to life, there's two teams. I think it was Memphis. Can't remember the other team, but two teams from the Western Conference.
Oh man,
that will go to the Eastern Conference.
Well,
Minnesota. It was Memphis and Minnesota.
Well, and then also the New Orleans Pelicans had a saying that did they decide who it would definitively be? Because I know right now that was a point of contention, a point of conversation.
I don't think there's anything concrete as of now, but that's the conversation.
The conversation is between the Pelicans, the Timberwolves, and the Grizzlies, all of which are just close enough to make it regionally make sense.
From a Heat's perspective, anyone but the Timberwolves, in my opinion.
See, but here's what I would say. If you're the NBA and you're making that decision, if you're deciding whether or not which teams get to go, switch from the West to the East, because it's clear and obvious what's going on here. Everybody want to be in the East.
Right.
Because the East is an easier route to the finals because the East has historically.
And the West is just absolutely, it's a gauntlet.
It's a bloodbath. You get away from Wemby, you get away from the Lakers, you get away from the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have a stranglehold on the
the Nuggets
NBA.
are like the 4th seed, and they're probably one of the favorites to win it all.
And they got Jokic. Like, again, you get away from Nikola Jokic, get away from the Rockets. Everybody wants to come out East. What I will say is the way that the NBA should handle it, I have this is a ironclad way of going about things, especially in an NBA that has been trying to proactively fight against tanking. It should go in order of standings, as in we go up to president of basketball ops or owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves, who likely will have the best record of the three between the Grizzlies, Timberwolves, and Pelicans, and say, hey, you're first at bat. You've earned it. What conference would you rather be in right now? You choose East or West.
I think it also has to do with logistics. Oh, you mean
logistics
from those?
And all that's the NBA.
You narrowed it down to those three.
Those three. Okay.
It's
got to make sense. We're not. The Kings aren't
you
going.
You can't go to the Lakers and be like, listen.
No. Between the teams that we are going to involve in the conversation, which those are the only three teams that actually make sense to make the shift East. Timberwolves, would you like to stay or would you like to go? Pick your poison. And if for my money as an NBA fan, even as a Heat fan, I wouldn't want this because it makes it tougher. But for my money as an NBA fan, moving the Minnesota Timberwolves, putting Anthony Edwards on that side of the bracket makes things all the more interesting because when you look at the best players in the NBA, the best players in the world right now, there's a heavy lean towards the West. Some of that talent needs to come East to make the Eastern Conference playoffs more interesting so we're not seeing teams led by Tyrese Halliburton in the finals. No disrespect. Same goes for you, Jalen Brunson.
My guy, Halliburton catching straight.
Jeez. I'm just keeping it G. Is this Iowa State Cyclones? Are they did they make the tournament?
Yes.
Are they March Madness?
Yeah, they're definitely, and I think they're one of the higher seeds.
Let me see how far I got these. Oh, they're not playing today. I
want to say they're a 2 seed.
I know I had I have Ohio State on the for the women's bracket. I have them winning a couple because I want to see my girl get
Iowa State is a 2 seed and they face off against Tennessee State, 15 seed.
I got Iowa State winning that one, but I would like to see Tennessee State do it for the HBCUs, baby. Bring it home. Quick update on the status of the games right now. We're still at halftime with High Point of Wisconsin. High Point 12 seed just back 2 points of Wisconsin. 12-5 always one of the most. That's always the bet. People picking the 12 seed. And then you have USF.
Especially this year. A lot of people thought the 5th seeds were overseeded.
Yeah.
Or like, for example, St. John's. St. John's should have probably been a higher seed.
Yeah.
Considering how they played against Connecticut.
I like St. John's as well. South Florida, USF, a very competitive pick for a lot of people. Down by 10 to Louisville at halftime as well. Getting interesting. And I'm going to check back in on those brackets there in the break. I will say this, man, as things are heating up around the nation in college basketball, things are also heating up here in South Florida in your homes. It's getting a little toasty, but you need to beat the heat. You need to fend it off. Don't allow an upset to upset your family. Don't let your AC be the 1 seed that gets upset. EDS is now offering 0% interest financing for 60 months to qualified customers. EDS is yes. EDSisyes.com. When the heat turns up, I want you to avoid that upset and go with the experience. EDS is yes. And when I say go with the experience, again, on the hardwood these days, you see 22, 25, 27-year-olds out there duking it out. EDS has been servicing this community for 20 years. They've been doing it right since 06. They can get you right as well. If you have issues with your AC or plumbing, they are the place to go. EDSisyes.com. That is the website. They're offering 0% interest financing for 60 months to qualified customers. So the only way to find out if you fit the bill is by going online to EDSisyes.com. That Florida Heat does quick work on a bad or a mediocre AC system. That ain't you, though. That ain't you, because you got locked in with EDSisyes.com. Go with the good people. They've been keeping you cool. And then on Google, when it comes to those reviews, 4.8 stars, over 780 reviews. They are good to go. EDSisyes.com. EDSisyes.com. Damien, on the other side, we'll hop on the get around, including a story that talks specifically to how Major League Baseball is opening itself up to a world of potential chaos. You're going to want to lock in on that one. That's Damian Perez. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Hey, ref, time out, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5. We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Whoa, not that water. You need Culligan water. With a free water test and advanced reverse osmosis purification system, Culligan helps reduce contaminants, delivering cleaner, safer, better tasting water. Enjoy 12 months interest-free. Schedule your free test today at Culligan.com, serving all of South Florida, residential or commercial.
Hey, Culligan! Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Brent Lessie, partner and tax leader of Anshin's Consumer Products Group.
Did you know the One Big Beautiful Bill Act has created unprecedented opportunities for founders? The $10 million exclusion has increased to $15 million, and the 5-year holding period is no longer an all-or-nothing hurdle. Founders now have the flexibility to raise capital and align their tax-free treatment over 3, 4, or 5 years. These changes include the higher asset ceiling and allow founders and investors to scale aggressively while capitalizing on this tax advantage. Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, prioritizes understanding founders' unique circumstances to achieve their goals. If you're a founder that doesn't want to leave money on the table, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Who says buying a car takes all day? At Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, we respect your time and make it simple. Shop online, value your trade, get pre-approved before you arrive. Then swing by, sign, and drive. Fast and easy. From the all-new redesigned 2027 Kia Telluride to the versatile Kia Sportage to the sporty Kia K4. Your next Kia is waiting. Transparent pricing, zero pressure, just a smarter way to buy. Upgrade this month without slowing down. Only at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Come to Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium on Saturday, March 21st for Pickleball Day, presented by Florida Power and Light. Purchase a special game day package, which includes a reserved box ticket, a Cardinals and Marlins pickleball paddle, and a chance to meet and greet the Palm Beach Royals pickleball team as part of a pregame clinic on the concourse. After the game, kids can run the bases and everyone can enjoy a post-game concert. Purchase your Pickleball Day package at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
It's Tina. You know how important it is to keep your car running. And when it comes to my car, I only trust St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been taking care of South Florida for over 50 years, and they're still family-owned. Need new tires? They've got all the big brands. Battery issues? They've got it. cars, trucks, boats, RVs, and even commercial fleets. And if you ever get stuck, their 24/7 roadside emergency service is a total lifesaver. Go see my friends at St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. They'll keep you going.
College basketball is heating up, and the tournament is here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get game ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
History might happen tonight at the Kaseya Center if and only if LeBron James is available to play. Seeing here, LeBron James questionable. The King questionable for tonight's game, Lakers v. Heat.
They're on a back-to-back, right? They played last night.
Second night of a back-to-back. They just knocked off the Rockets last night. LeBron apparently dealing with left foot arthritis. Luka Doncic is also questionable. Austin Reeves as well. Dang.
It's good for the Heat. We need a win.
I was about to say. Y'all doing us a favor? If LeBron James does suit up for the Lakers tonight at his former home, he would break the record for games played in the NBA career. Right now, Robert Parrish holds the mark with 1,610. LeBron tied him last night. He went 13 for 14 from the field against the Rockets. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he went crazy last night.
That is tied for the best shooting performance of his NBA career at 41 years old.
Him and Luka combined for like 70 points, if I'm not mistaken.
This dude.
They're figuring it out.
They are, but it might be still too. I don't think LeBron suits up for the Lakers next year, and I think it still is going to be a bit too late, and it's a bit. It
no,
just
but
doesn't
I mean,
matter
I feel like the Lakers can talk about now. I mean, they're what, third seed in the West?
But do you really? I mean, we don't have to have
third seed in the West right now.
We don't have to have the first takey are the Lakers a contender conversation right now. But do you really? Because you know ball. You know ball. Do you really think that the Lakers would make it out of the West this year? Look at how tough and deep and top heavy the West is.
If I look at it from that perspective, no. But
they have enough.
You were talking about vibes, narrative.
Yeah.
I mean, this is LeBron's last season in LA. God. You know, there's a world where, Luka brings the first championship with for himself in his career with LeBron. Pass the torch that way. Why not?
This is what I'll say about that. I don't think the Lakers are going to win a title this year. I do think it would be an incredible story if LeBron and Luka could figure it out and get there and win it all. Ooh. But what I would say about that title is it's impossible to ever surpass what LeBron did in 2016 for the Cleveland Cavaliers, given the opponent, given the city, given the narratives.
Everything around it.
Nothing will ever be greater than that championship.
He took down Goliath in a sense.
He did. This would be a close second. If these Lakers, with a former podcaster as his head coach and JJ Redick, with who I've punted on this team several times throughout this basketball season, including like a couple of months ago, I was more so pondering where is LeBron going to suit up next year. That still is the question. If they can win a championship this year, it will be the second most incredible feat of his career. And we're talking about a guy that, again, if he suits up tonight, would break the record for games played. He has a lot of accomplishments. He has a lengthy list, that resume of LeBron James. Lengthy list. Let's take a lengthy trip on a get around. This is how we get from city to city, place to place, and hit the top topics across the nation, so you don't have to scroll on your phones. You don't have to dig through Reddit threads and sign into X or Twitter. We got you right here. A little bit of the get around. We're going first, Damien.
Next stop.
First stop, Detroit, Michigan, where the Pistons star Cade Cunningham has been diagnosed with a collapsed lung and is expected to miss an extended period of time. They said he would be reevaluated in 2 weeks. The Pistons are currently hold the number 1 seed in the East and they're led by Cade, who averages 25 points, 10 assists on 46% shooting. How big of an impact is this for the number 1 seed Detroit Pistons?
This is incredibly disheartening, not just for me, as a person who holds a couple of Detroit Pistons futures and Cade Cunningham MVP tickets.
I just bought a rookie card yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, huge fan of Cade Cunningham in his game. He's a 25, 10, and 7 guy, probably through the peak of his career. He's going to be an incredible star, and I do think he's good enough to win a championship. It sucks because it just redefines how much luck plays into the result of an NBA season. You have to have injury luck. You have to have the ball bounce in your favor here and there. You have to be on the right side of some calls. SGA. Like, so much of this is not just about the talent, the skill, the preparation, the coaching. So much of it is luck, and this is a huge stroke of bad luck for the Detroit Pistons because he's the one guy that they cannot move without. Cade Cunningham that is a heliocentric program all ran around what Cade Cunningham could do with the basketball in his hands. One thing that could come good out of this, though, Damian, if you're the Pistons, is getting an elevated amount of play and being able to lean on some of those role players to see who can get you buckets in tight spots, to see who can make and create offense where he's not. But they're the 1 seed. They only have a 3.5 game lead on the Boston Celtics, who are steaming up these days.
Probably the hottest team in the NBA.
Yeah, and rightfully so, as Jason Tatum's back in the fold. And that 1 seed is not protected. There's a good chance that Cade Cunningham going out for maybe 2+ weeks couldn't just mean him being a little rusty for the playoffs. It could mean you don't have home court in the Eastern Conference Finals, and that could hurt him.
Or in worst case scenario, he misses the first round entirely. I mean, this is a collapsed lung we're talking about.
Yes, and I did read that it was, it wasn't like it's as minor as a collapsed lung can be. I want to be careful about these things. I'm not a doctor, nor do I understand the severity of what that is, but that is not a basketball injury.
No.
We're not talking about
it's like a car crash injury.
Yeah. So it's concerning. But again, you look at the rest of that Pistons roster, and this is the reason why I had those Cade Cunningham MVP tickets. He had the Pistons as the 1 seed definitively in the East. I'm going to list off their point per game scores behind him. Cade's at 24.5 a game. Jalen Duren is at 19 a game.
He's had a great season, Jalen Duren.
He's good. No, Jalen Duren is really good. I mean, the name brand isn't going to resonate. A lot of people are about to Google who Jalen Duren is. Tobias Harris at 13 a game. What's left of Duncan Robinson at just under 12 a game. Beef Stew is averaging 10 points a game. Your guy, Asar Thompson, one of the twins, is at 10 a game. And after that, it's a hodgepodge of who's. Or excuse me, the opposite of who's. This Pistons team is, of all those teams in the East, most reliant on its superstar. And its superstar has an indefinite timeline on when he's going to come back. This is terrible. Bad for the NBA, bad for the Pistons.
Next up.
Coming down to Miami, Florida, where the Major League Baseball is trying something interesting. The MLB is signing a multi-year contract with Polymarket, basically letting fans engage with outcomes in a predict-style market, granting access to official data, logos, and brand exposure for betting on games, home runs, and World Series outcomes. What are your thoughts on this partnership? Will this be good for baseball or a recipe for chaos?
Both. Is both an answer? Because, when I look at this, it feels like one of those if you can't beat them, join them things. I remember back when professional sports leagues would not get near gambling, would not even venture as to, you couldn't have it was like saying Candyman or something. It was like saying a bad word in front of your parents. Like gambling.
It's like Voldemort.
Voldemort. There we go. You could not utter the words.
He who should not be mentioned.
And now you see the logos on all the jerseys.
Yeah.
Of all of our favorite leagues.
And
now
then
you see
wonder
commercials.
why,
Yeah. But again, this isn't even a referendum on whether or not that's a good or a bad thing. It just shows you how people always, in sports leagues, always adapt with the times. Major League Baseball getting into the predictive market space with Polymarket, that tells me that was just the next domino to fall. And what's next is likely the NBA and the NFL at some point, because let's keep it G. The other sports leagues that the Polymarket that have partnered with Polymarket to date, we're talking about MLS, we're talking about the NHL, we're talking about UFC.
My question is, what is a predictive market? Like, what's that different from gambling?
Exactly. And that is the answer. The difference is the regulation around it. It's technically federally regulated and not regulated
Right, that's
state
how Prize
to state.
Picks and all those platforms. It's like a game instead of actual gambling.
It's more, and again, it's not even like a game. It's the biggest difference between the predictive markets and the more regulated gambling markets is literally, number one, it's federally regulated, so it's not a state-to-state jurisdiction thing. It's all regulated by the
It's
federal
all the same
government.
wherever you go.
And those stipulations as to who can actually put money on predictions and whatnot, those are way, way less regulated than with sports gambling. So it's actually, that's why a lot of people are fearful of it. But like everything in life, what I'm starting to learn about this, if you can't beat them, join them. Ideology, that's what it seems like Major League Baseball is doing, as Rob Manfred is signed on with this thing out in Miami over the World Baseball Classic timeline. And it just tells me that the day is coming where the NBA also enters this agreement and the NFL as well. And we just need to get used to it.
That's money on the table.
Time for us to sign up for accounts on these things and figure out how it works. There were people in the 90s who were like, I'm not touching that internet. What the hell is internet? They're just going to take over the world. People are still doing that with AI.
Yeah.
Adapt or die. Adapt or die. So I guess Polymarket is forcing us to adapt.
Next stop.
Staying down south, but this time in Miami Gardens, the Miami Dolphins have signed former Atlanta Falcons punter and kickoff specialist Bradley Pinion today. Not a headlines move, but considering all the moves that have been made in recent weeks, is Malik Willis being set up for failure here?
Malik, we gonna get you out of there, my brother. I don't know if you're a good quarterback or not. I know it's a small sample size with the Green Bay Packers. I want the best for Malik Willis, and I know you do as well. And I'm here to tell you today, Theo Dorsey, theoretically speaking, ESPN West Palm, we gonna get you out of there, my brother. Whether that means you stay with the Miami Dolphins and this regime actually builds some real tools around you to help you succeed, or after this 1.5, 2 year stint with Miami, you get a real chance to succeed at quarterback in the NFL. Malik Willis got hit with the ultimate bait and switch, and it happened from people who he probably believed were in his corner because John Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley come from the Green Bay Packers. I know that this is great for the Miami Dolphins. The Jalen Waddle trade, amazing for the Miami Dolphins. The next acquisition after getting rid of Waddle being a punter, I think further outlines.
Just wait for the draft, Theo.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just saying, it further outlines where the priority for this team is.
Before it was tanking for Tua, now it's tanking for Jeremiah.
I would love that. I would love that. I don't think that they expect many good things out of Malik Willis in that offense this year. They are preparing themselves for a punter battle in the offseason. Training camp, they're going to have two punters in there duking it out to see who's going to lead the league in net yards. That's the Miami Dolphins' future for 2026. There was a small amount of time here, Damian, and I'll say this earnestly. There was a small amount of time where I thought they still would try to compete just a little bit in this first year with Malik Willis after they made that signing. Now I can tell this is an all-out tank job to see if they can draft a quarterback in 2027. And Malik Willis, it'll be found gold if he works out. That's the way I look at it now.
He just needs to show us something.
I think he will.
That's it.
He will.
I don't think much is expected from Malik Willis.
Exactly. They don't expect much from him. They're not necessarily building the pieces around him. And I think that they are lying to everybody's faces for a good reason when they say that Devon Achane is not available. He's available. When they signaled that out there and they put those reports out there that they would not be trading Pro Bowl running back Devon Achane.
That's a leverage move.
It's a leverage move. They're saying he will not be had at cost. Because when you sold on Jalen Waddle, that signaled to the rest of the league that you are in full tank mode and anybody's available.
Fire sale.
They're like, no. Devon Achane ain't going nowhere unless you make us an offer I cannot refuse. So if I see a first rounder available, if there's a team that wants to improve their backfield and they got a first rounder available, best believe Devon Achane will be suiting up for those Seattle Seahawks in a heartbeat.
Seattle.
Keeping a G.
Next stop.
Staying in Florida, but going up north to the Panhandle, where the Florida State men's basketball turned down an invitation to the NIT tournament after a season where they went 18-15 and finished 7th in the ACC. Is this protecting the program and standards, Or are they acting in any way like sore losers?
Well, they're acting like what Florida State is right now as a basketball program and really football as well. And just like a bottom of the barrel program in the state of Florida when it comes to the power teams. I'm sorry to say it. I hate to be don't shoot the messenger. And I love a lot of Florida State people. We just inducted Jordan Travis into the Palm Beach County Sports Hall of Fame over the weekend. It was amazing. It was electric. He's a great dude. A lot of Florida State people are good people. But I do want to just take a little bit of a tally here because March Madness is going on, right? Right, Damien?
Full swing.
Full swing. I'm seeing the University of Miami is a 7 seed. They're in the tournament.
Yep.
They're dancing. Okay. All right. So that's one. Oh, the Florida Gators. They're pretty good at basketball.
They're actually a number 1 seed, I believe.
1 seed for the Florida Gators. Okay. Well, at least the other team. USF's not.
Actually, good point. Yeah, USF is. They're actually playing right now.
Well, wow. That's USF, Miami, the Florida Gators. Well, come on. I look over at the Big 12. I'm like, there's no way UCF is dancing and Florida State ain't dancing. UCF. Are you telling me the Golden Knights are dancing as well? Are you?
I believe they are.
They are dancing, dang it. Florida State, where you at, man? Florida State, where you at? I think they declined that invite to the NIT because they realized they didn't want to see, when you look at the game log of the Florida power teams playing, they didn't want to see that everybody else was playing in the games that people are watching on TBS, and they'd be playing in the games that, well, people are trying to look up where to watch them in the NIT, which not to disparage the NIT tournament, but that's definitively not where Florida State thought their season would be taking them. No postseason for for Florida State basketball or football in one season. I would hate to be there.
It's been a rough patch.
Tough scene for those Florida Seminoles. And that was your get around. I intentionally, I just wanted to pour a little salt into the wounds of my friendly Seminole fans there. I mean, it's no big deal. It's all
Especially
good.
because you're a UM fan?
Miami Hurricane guy.
There's that rivalry.
I have the Hurricanes going irresponsibly far in this tournament as well. I believe I have the Miami Hurricanes in the Elite Eight.
Did you set aside the heart in those picks, or were those emotional picks just because you're a fan, or did you actually believe that they're going to win?
In Jay Lucas, we trust. I'm going to leave it like that. In Jay Lucas, we trust. I told you at the beginning of this, a lot of it is vibes, and a lot of it is also I do it expeditiously. So it was hard for me to tap on a team. I'm looking at the Miami Hurricane logo, and then I'm looking at,
They'll definitely get past Missouri. That's for sure.
Come on, that's happening. That's happening. But are you telling me, do I have – you know what? I'll tell you after the Miami Hurricanes do it. How about that, Damien?
There you go.
I'm not going to lie to you. If the Hurricanes prove me right, I'm going to pound my chest. I'm going to tell you that I saw it from the jump and I believed in this program. If they lose in the first round, I'm going to tell you it's March Madness. What the hell you want me to do? It's random as hell.
I support unconditionally.
Exactly. I want the Canes to do well. I picked them to do well. And
It's just hard to pick against them, right?
I'm not picking
Really
against my
what it comes
Miami
down
Hurricanes. I'm not picking against my Miami Hurricanes. More theoretically speaking, we got the happy hour on the other side as we bring in Tina, who's fresh off of the watch party. We have to get real updates of how the vibes have been across the ESPN West Palm office as they have been doing the March Madness watch party without us, Damien. So Tina will bring the vibes on the other side in a cocktail of the day. That's Damien Perez. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3. Good people. This is Theoretically Speaking. We are into the happy hour. It is a Thursday, which is the best day of the week. It is also day one of March Madness. Officially round one underway. We've got some upset. We got one upset and we got one blowout already in the books, and we got a couple of games rounding into form as we speak. Here on a good Thursday right here, man. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. On the other side of the glass, it is Damian Perez on the ones and the twos. And in for the happy hour is none other than Espresso Mar-Tina. Tina Costanza's in the house, and we applaud.
Happy Thursday, Theo and Damian.
Happy Thursday to you as well. You're coming fresh out of the March Madness watch party in there.
Oh, yes, I am.
What are the vibes in there? Is anybody getting any work done? Because every time I poke my head in there, there's enough people in there. There's like 20 people in there. It looks like a sales meeting. There's Duffy's like lathered all across the table, and there's a lot of yells and screams.
Yes, we enjoyed a ton of Duffy's, which was delicious. I've been getting some work done. I think some teammates were able to get some things done. Other teammates, not at all.
Right.
Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo were in there. They maybe were a little bit distracting during the TCU Ohio State game, which I'm happy with that outcome. I
actually
TCU.
heard
I
Mike
had
yelling.
TCU as well.
The door was
I had
locked.
TCU.
I could still
How
hear
did
him.
Rizzo take it?
Well, it was close at the
I
end.
know.
And then I actually have a video of him. I started actually taking videos of Colin as we started watching the games when they started, to kind of have just like a lot of videos to put together of his reactions.
Yes.
And then Rizzo came into the conference room we were watching, and he's included in some of those as well. He was very upset. I have a video of him snatching his backpack right when the game was over and just walking out the door.
Wow.
And he was like, Tilly, and just screaming. And so he was very upset.
Very, very reactive guy.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how
Colin
Rizzo will be today when they bring up the World Baseball Classic, Ohio State losing. And there's another topic that I think will irritate Rizzo.
Well, I heard Rizzo yesterday say that he is now boycotting the World Baseball Classic because the Americans have failed him.
Yes.
Which to me is,
too.
I wanted to pick his brain on that. I keep forgetting to ask him about that because I'm like, you're a Browns fan.
I know. You're used to losing.
I'm like, I can see if like he's a Patriots
You're used to
fan.
some disappointment.
Yeah, like I was surprised that all it takes is a couple of second place finishes and you're out on a team. Like maybe if USA didn't qualify, then he would be more in on them. I'm surprised. I love the World Baseball Classic. I'll be back for more. And March Madness is always a thrill. I'm looking to see. I picked. This was one of those Vice picks. So did you fill out a bracket, Tina?
I did. I did two.
You did two. Why would you do two?
I don't know. I had help on one of them.
Okay.
And then I did one just all on my own.
Okay. Damien, did you fill out multiple brackets?
No, I just did one.
I just did one.
I have two. One is called Tina's Cinderella Story. And then the other is Tina Knows Hoops.
All right. I did not name my brackets. I did not know you can do that. I did not know that was a function of the brackets, but I only have one bracket, and I got TCU just like you, so we're feeling good. Let's go.
Do you want to know my reasoning for picking TCU?
I come on. Did you even have to ask?
So
Tell all.
I had a long-term boyfriend in high school who was from Texas.
Okay.
He was from Aledo, Texas, and he was a big TCU fan. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with TCU in this. I got him some TCU gear when we dated in high school. Nice. I like the purple, the Horned Frogs. Like, let's go TCU in
wow. This one's for Freddie. You know, like that's what you did when you clicked it. I just picked a name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's call
Let's
it
go on that.
What
His
if I
real
guessed
name
the
doesn't need to be said.
Okay, I know. I figured. That's why I tried to guess a random name, and I'm hopeful that was not the name.
That was my only reason, though, for picking TCU. I was like, I don't really want to go Ohio State. Like, let's go TCU.
Yeah,
I find little reasons just to pick teams.
Thank you.
Because I don't follow college basketball. And so I'm like, well, they have a cool mascot. Like, they could, this could be a big upset. Why not go with them?
It's all vibes.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. And I also went with TCU just because I'm from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Horned Frogs. You know, so I rock with the boys. And also, screw Ohio State. Not a big Ohio State guy on this side. Damien, you went with Ohio State. You went with the Buckeyes.
Fortunately, I did trust Ohio State.
Tough luck.
Tough start.
Luck.
Honestly, tough start.
But I also, going on the backs of me just going vibes this year specifically, I picked Troy.
Okay.
Picked Troy, a 13 seed, to upset 4-seeded Nebraska, and they lost by 29 points.
Colin was telling us that the team doesn't take elevators. They only take the stairs.
Nice.
Like that's like a thing the team does.
That
which
right
is the
there
most interesting fact that he would know about the team.
How many times? So there was a question that had came out there where one of the options was you don't take stairs for a year or don't take elevators for a year. One of them was like drink only water for a year and something else. And I thought about it when that question came out. It was one of those social media things where people were like, "Oh, taking only stairs for an entire year is only practical in very specific circumstances." Because, like, have you visited New York before?
Yes.
You visited New York, Damien?
Yep.
You go to some of those hotels, and you don't got a lot of optionality on what floor you get on. And there's a lot of times where you get put up on, like, the 27th floor, and there's still 20 more to go.
Yeah.
When
No way I'm taking the stairs.
You're telling me that if Troy basketball, and I don't know, what bracket were they in? Let's see. What region? They were in the South region, so they might have lucked up. But you're telling me if they were in the East region and they had to play, if they potentially made it to New York City, they was playing in the Sweet 16. You're telling me that they would be taking the stairs to like the 30th floor? At that point, it would be detrimental.
Maybe that's what happened.
At that point, you're wasting your life. Well, they said they're in the South. I got to find out what
They
city
did
this
lose
game
by
was in.
29.
They did.
I mean, those legs are probably shot.
Let me look up where Troy and Nebraska played today, because I think that there's honor in it, but I think there should be a limit. If we're not doing any elevators, we got to give it like a cap. If it's 10 plus floors,
Colin probably knows like their limit because he knew this random fact about them.
Yeah.
And so maybe he will share later as to why they.
Oh, they're fine. They were in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
I don't think the hotels reached past 5 floors in OKC. So that was just they lost because of skill. Can't blame the stairs on that one, Troy. So that's March Madness is underway. It's day one of March Madness. Do we have ourselves a cocktail of the day, Tina?
Yes, we do.
Nice.
And it is basketball themed.
Of course.
The full court press. You have vodka, blood orange juice, triple sec, fresh lime juice, club soda, a splash of grenadine, and an orange slice to garnish.
I wonder, so what color does this come out being? Is it orangish?
Orange.
I'm guessing? Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like a dark orange because you got the grenadine, the blood orange juice.
See, that would be, I would like to do and it feels like it probably is never going to happen now, but I would love to have a day like what C-Katt is enjoying today where you're fully off, but I would love to do a watch party of sorts where you're kicking it, vibing, drinking, watching all of the March Madness games. Never really got a chance to do it as much in college. I was always working or had school or stuff like that. Didn't do it in my adult life yet. One of these days, I'm going to set it up to where I'm able to have a couple of continuous days, the Thursday and the Friday opening round games, vibing, drinking some full court presses, and enjoying the games. That would be a fun flow.
I think we need to next year do a broadcast, like a stream
Remote, yeah.
of y'all's reactions.
Yes.
Because us teammates here got to see the reactions of Russo and Rizzo, and then you really weren't able to participate much. And so we should really do like a live stream of y'all's reactions to these games, or some of them at least.
Yeah, no,
because
100%.
Mike Rizzo was jumping up and down a lot. Colin was clapping and yelling a lot.
Yeah.
So
Those
I'd love
two
to
are also they are more incendiary than I am. Especially without my favorite team playing. But then again, I would say Mike Rizzo had his Ohio State Buckeyes playing, so it made sense.
And it wasn't just that. We actually created a bracket on Russo and Rizzo yesterday.
Yeah.
And Ohio State was the first pick. So there was also a little bit of bracket being busted.
Together they picked Ohio State.
Yeah, we did it live on air.
Collective bracket.
Is Mike Rizzo going to be just out now on March Madness?
I would assume so. I don't know how he's going to respond to defeat in this sense. Maybe sometimes it's easier to get the Band-Aid ripped off of you early like that.
Right.
And then you're able to just enjoy the rest of it. But again, when your team's an 8 seed, like, come on. Yeah, your expectations can't be that high. Yeah. I mean, they at best, you're hoping
probably
they win
tell you
one
it's
game.
a football school.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and I'll tell you, well, what happened in football this past year? Belt to ass by the way of those canes. If you have anything happen to you that's disorienting to your car, maybe the belt on your car ain't acting right. SLBT, huh?
That's where you got to go. That's where you take your vehicle and where I take Sally the Sonata for all my car troubles. I've gotten new tires from St. Lucie Battery and Tire. I've gotten a new battery. I got my car jumped, and right away, I took it over to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They fixed me up. I was in and out in 10 minutes. It was amazing. Whether you need maintenance, go to slbt.com to see the services that they provide in the closest location to you. I go to the one up Blue Heron and Military Trail. They have West Palm Beach locations in Palm Beach County. They've got Treasure Coast locations. Find the closest one to you and trust the experts at St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
I don't want to sound the alarms too early here. I don't want to sound the alarms too early. I don't know when the proper time to actually put a team on upset alert is in March Madness because you just never know. But it's the first half. It's 11 minutes to go. And 1 seed Duke down by 4 to 16 seed Siena. Now, I've been in the house to see a 16 seed overtake a 1 seed. It's early. It's early. But Cam Boozler and the good people with the Duke Blue Devils, a little bit of trouble. A little bit of trouble early on. That could help maybe soothe the pain for Mike Rizzo. I mean, if Duke goes down, if everybody forgets about Ohio State quickly.
True.
I mean, at this point, too, it was 8-9. Nobody's really that intentfully caring about it anyways. But that would be a very interesting one. That would be one to really get the tournament started on the right foot. If we see a 1 seed Duke get toppled by Siena to kick this thing off, like, the vibes are going to be high.
I believe they were the favorite to win it all actually coming in.
I think most brackets had them. I had to double check. Most brackets had them, I believe. The highest percentage of brackets, I think it was around 24%, depending on what app you were on. I have Michigan winning it all. So, I'm more of a hipster. Only the third most picked team.
I have Michigan winning one of mine.
Okay.
And Arizona winning the other.
A lot of people are on Arizona, too. I think Arizona's the second most picked team. Damien, who you got?
The Gators.
Oh,
but I have Duke in the finals. So
well,
they need to step it up here.
Well, Siena for 3 and no. So I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the fun of March Madness, though. Again, I'm not going to live and die with any of these picks. I have some teams going irresponsibly far in the tournament just because I want to see them play more games, and that would include the Kansas Jayhawks, Arkansas, and my Miami Hurricanes.
I am invested in Arkansas, that's for sure.
Yeah, I got A-Cup. He's going to be he should be the star of the tournament.
Yeah,
he should be the star of the tournament.
Definitely.
Like, he fits the mold of.
And a close second is DeBansta, I'd say.
Yeah, DeBansta. I mean, DeBansta's been the star of the season, though, too.
Yeah.
So
it also depends on team success, too.
Yeah. You have to win, to become the story of or
at
the star of the tournament, you got to get to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Like, who was it? The point guard, and again, we forget his name because they didn't make it past the Sweet 16, but the point guard for Kansas State that went up against FAU in Madison Square Garden.
He was very short, right?
Very short. I am blanking on his name. It is really tough. But he would have been one of those guys that was story of the tournament. But again, fell in the Sweet 16. People forgot about him. Can't even recall his name. Are you looking it up, Damien?
I am. Because it's killing me.
It's funny because this same kid, I was at that game at MSG. I followed the FAU team all the way into the Final Four. And in Houston,
Marquise
Noel. In Houston, I went to a random bar in Midtown a couple of nights before. I think it was like in between the Final Four and the national championship. Went to a random bar in Midtown, and he was sitting. He was sitting in this bar seat facing towards the street, to where if you were just walking along the street in Midtown Houston, you can kind of look over and see with a big chain around his neck, posted up solo dolo. Just staring out towards the street. And when we walked into the bar, I'm like, bro, I know that's him right there, Marquise Noel. They weren't in the Final Four. I guess he was probably there for like an all-star game or whatever.
Right.
And I walked up to him. I want to holler at him about the game, dapped him up, chopped it up for a second. Dude was like, he looked ticked off. He looked zoned out. I think he knew he was supposed to be the man, the story, the mythical legend of that tournament.
He was right there.
But, that Dusty May. Oh, them FAU out. That's why I'm rocking with Michigan this year.
He dropped 30 in that game too against FAU.
He balled.
So
he balled. He was
did
good.
his part.
He was a really good. He was a baller, bro.
I believe he made it to the league too. I think he played for Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought he was overseas guy. I think he did get drafted or UDFA'd, but I don't know where he Marquise Noel. Where's he at nowadays? Marquise Noel. Yeah, he's a Raptors jersey right here. Marquise Noel is a American professional basketball player for Baskonia.
Okay, so he is overseas currently.
In the Spanish Liga ACB and the Euro League. It's a good spot. 5'7".
It's crazy.
How tall are you, Tina?
5'1".
Okay, wow. I didn't know people came in that size. 5'1". 5'7", though. He probably is more 5'5", too. If he's listed at 5'7", he's
Guys always
probably
lie about
5'5".
their height.
5'1" is, 5'7" is like 5'1" in the NBA or like anywhere in basketball.
No, to be 5'7" and to drop 30 in a tournament game is incredible.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Marquise Noel, big shout to the guy. Guy was a baller. And that was not the height shame you, Tina.
No, I love my height.
Yeah.
There's no shaming my height ever.
You want to be smaller.
Yeah, I love my height.
Do you say, if you were tall, though, you wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say, I want to be smaller. You want to be smaller because you identify as a short girl.
Yeah, I don't think I'd feel that way if I was taller.
You want to be
I
like,
would embrace my tallness.
what would your perfect height be? 4'11"?
Yeah, that'd be a good height.
I think it's cool. Like,
4'11".
It makes it more cool and unique, you know? I'm in the fours.
Yeah.
I don't want to break into the fives. I'm in the fours. Update on Duke Sienna. Sienna's whooping that tail.
8-point lead. Wow.
Are they showing was that Boozer on the side? I got a quick glimpse at it.
Colin had told me that the USF Louisville, that could have been an upset. But USF, when I left the conference room, was getting destroyed.
Yeah, getting smashed on.
Yes.
That is actually a 12-point game.
Okay.
Oh, they
So it
came
has
back?
not changed. They did come back, but still a 12-point game with 5 minutes left. Just over 5 minutes.
Yes. Okay. So USF is making a little bit of a push. Sienna is making things interesting, and this could be like we're at the point now where it's time to start looking up the storylines around the Sienna basketball team because people are going to be embracing that. Now, everything that we watch right now as we're on the air, no audio. You know what I'm saying? So we're not. I'm sure there's a lot of fun and interesting tidbits that we're learning about the Sienna basketball program as things go on. We are not hearing or seeing any of them, but we are seeing a Sienna team that, how them boys on there. They're up 11 on Duke. Duke, number 1 overall seed. What's up? What is going on right now?
Imagine that. Imagine Duke losing.
I would love
in
this.
the first round.
This is what I want right now. I feel bad right now. I know there's some Duke fans.
This is what it's all about, really.
This is what it's about.
Yeah, it's.
I wonder who had the guts to pick a Sienna. Sienna, what are they, the Bulldogs?
There's probably 0 brackets with Sienna. At least serious brackets. I don't think anyone would have picked that, to be honest.
The Sienna.
I mean, Duke coming in was like the one team that everybody's talking about.
Oh, my goodness. If Sienna follows through and knocks off Duke, I know the last one was FDU over Purdue. What was the one?
That was Zach Edey's year, too.
That was Zach Edey. Again, I was there. That was the game. It was in Columbus, Ohio. It was the game before FAU played against Memphis, Penny Hardaway in Memphis. And they were the security at that arena in Columbus were overwhelmed because especially once the second half tipped off and it looked like a reality that Fairleigh Dickinson University had a chance to beat a 1 seed in the tournament. Like everybody that was there for FAU Memphis that didn't have a ticket for that game was pouring into the concourse, bleeding into like empty seats and trying to push past security just to get eyes on it.
Right, it's huge implications.
And I was one of those people. Stiff arming folks. I wanted to be able to say that these eyes saw it happen in person. I was right there. Oh my goodness. Zach Edey's crying. And it happened. It panned out. Absolutely incredible. And we might be seeing the same thing happen with Sienna and Duke.
9-point game, USF making a run.
USF making a run?
Yes, 9-point game. And they just got the ball back. 5 minutes left in that game.
That would hurt my bracket, but again, I don't really care. I'm not emotionally tied to it. Sienna would also hurt my bracket, but it will warm my heart. And I just told y'all I had Duke losing in the second round.
Yeah, but Sienna would hurt yours and probably 80% of the country.
90, 100%, damn it. Like, who the hell is picking Sienna?
Probably balances off there.
I want to get the numbers on that.
And if you don't have Duke winning at all, that also benefits you if they do lose.
That is true because they were the highest picked team.
Right. All those brackets, done.
Goodbye.
I'm looking it up now to see the predictions around Duke and Sienna. This was a 28.5 point spread.
My God. 28.5, and they're down by what?
And
9?
Duke is down. No, I think they're down by more right now. Duke is down by 11, I thought. Unless they just got a bucket.
31-22 is what I'm seeing.
31-22. It was a 28.5-point spread. Duke is far and away supposed to be. This is supposed to be one of those. Oh my goodness! This is supposed to be one of those absolute blow up.
Is Duke like not scoring, or is Siena just having one of those games?
They're hitting jumpers. They're hitting three, and that's the most. That is the scarier part. If you are down to an underdog in the tournament, you want it to be because your buckets aren't falling. You don't want it to be because they're hot. Because if
Siena's shooting 57%.
Yes, and how good are they shooting from behind?
5 for 9 from three, so 56%.
Yeah,
compared to 2-11 from three for Duke. That's an 18%, and 6 for 16 from the field, 38%.
And I'm looking up and down. I'm trying to see if there's any one particular person. No, it's multiple people on Siena that's hot right now. Brandon Coyle has 6 points. They got a dude named Gavin Doty with 8 points here for Siena Bulldogs. And this is as random as it gets. The Siena Saints, mind you. We are going to go to a quick break here. On the other side, I do want to, because Damian, we talked about it earlier. I do want to more in-depthly address the concerns I have around the Miami Dolphins and what they're doing around Malik Willis, the newly minted starting quarterback. So I do want to get to that on the other side here. But upset alert, I think it's officially time to put Duke, #1 overall seed, on upset alert as they are up against the ropes against the Siena Saints. And Gavin Doty, they've got him up against the ropes with 7.5 minutes to go here in the first half of the first round of the March Madness. That is Damian Perez. That's Tina Costanza. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
The best sports weekend of the year is here. Let the madness begin. 68 teams, one prize. Their stars, Hall of Fame coaches, upsets, Cinderellas. This week has it all. Let the chaos begin with the College Basketball Championship Tournament. Tune in all week as we break the tournament down on ESPN 106.3. College Basketball Tournament Week on ESPN 106.3 is presented by the Breakers Palm Beach, Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning, and Kaiser University.
College basketball is heating up, and the tournament is here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get game ready now with EDS.
You need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Kevin McHale, tax partner in Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, recent changes to the Opportunity Zone program include a rolling capital gains deferral period, updated basis step-up, and tax-free appreciation rules, new categories of qualifying funds, and revised criteria for the census tracts that qualify as Opportunity Zones. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help real estate professionals navigate through the new Qualified Opportunity Zone rules so their investments align with their goals of maximizing deferrals, minimizing capital gains, and ensuring compliance with the updated legislation. If you're launching a new fund or restructuring existing investments, let Anshin strategically guide you through these changes and deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Good people. It's Theo Dorsey, and time is running out for spring training at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. So don't miss your chance to see the Miami Marlins and St. Louis Cardinals take the field in Jupiter. Visit online to view the schedule and to see the full lineup of special promotions and events. And be sure to check out the brand new Jupiter Medical Center Champions Club. Tickets, groups, suites, mini plans, VIP experiences, and more are all on sale right now at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com. Spring training still cracking at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. They were cracking the bats yesterday. They crack the bats every day, and you can get close to it, up close and personal. That's the beauty of spring training. All you got to do is go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com and see the many things that they have available to you, just like Pickleball Day this weekend. Pickleball Day is presented by Florida Power and Light. It's this Saturday, March 21st. You can purchase a special game day package, which includes a reserved box ticket, a Cardinals and Marlins pickleball paddle, and a chance to meet and greet the Palm Beach Royals pickleball team as part of a pregame clinic on the concourse. There's a lot of pickleball fans and players here in South Florida, and there's a lot of people that love watching some good spring training baseball. It's an all-in-one experience this weekend. For tickets, for groups, for suites, for mini plans, for VIP experiences, all of that and more on sale right now at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com. And, of course, while you're there, check out the brand new Jupiter Medical Center Champions Club. It features the Cardinals and Marlins legends every Saturday, as well as a Saturday post-game concert series lineup. It's all-inclusive. It's all there for you. It's at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. It's America's busiest ballpark. Get your tickets today. We'll see you at the ballpark. We might be seeing Duke on the couch soon as Siena has them up against the ropes right now. That game nearing halftime, and that lead is getting no smaller. The Duke Blue Devils down by 9 points with just under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Siena, the 16 seed, looking to create a little history, a little bit of history for Siena. It's only their 7th time in the NCAA tournament, and they are looking to make some magic happen. It's oddly enough, Siena is all-time. The Saints 4-6 in the NCAA tournament. As lowly of a school as they may be, as less thought of as they may be, they're 4-6 all-time in the NCAA tournament, and they've had wins in 3 of their past 4 appearances. So they are not new to this. They are definitively not new to this. This is only their 2nd time playing Duke. And last time they played in 2015, it was at Duke, and they lost by 20. So I don't know, man. The Saints are putting a scare in the hearts of the Duke Blue Devils, and it's happening partially because they're hitting jumpers from behind the 3-point line. They're 5 for 10 from deep. Duke is 2 for 13, and Siena is definitively in a good spot here to make people at the very least a little bit worried out there at Cameron Indoor.
And USF 6-point game. They're creeping.
USF is closing it down?
They are creeping. A minute 53 left. They are full court press right now, but definitely making a comeback.
How's Florida State doing?
I'm sure they're enjoying all these games from the comfort of their house.
I wonder if they filled their brackets out.
Maybe they're in the clubhouse, you know?
Yeah. I can talk as long as Miami's still alive. We got Mizzou coming up. So I can have my fun for right now, Tina.
Yes.
You know, like I just, you know.
USF is battling, man.
There's back in it. What
they just got the turnover off the inbound, and they are trying to get a bucket here.
Oh my! Well, you didn't even tell me that High Point has Wisconsin on the ropes.
Oh, I didn't even have that game on.
The issue
that's
that we
a
have,
1-point game. Oh, Why?
It's coming down to it. There's
What a
absolutely either people are watching this alongside us or they're absolutely ignoring us because of the fact that these games are getting so good right
And
now.
it's every single game. I mean, every game you look at right now, Vanderbilt's actually trailing to McNeese State, who was one of those teams last year where they had a few upsets.
I had McNeese State. I predicted their upsets last year in my bracket, so this year I had them losing in the first round.
Vanderbilt's arguably.
Same. I had them far last year, and this year I didn't have.
You don't want to go back to the well?
No.
You know,
I can't have them twice.
It's all vibes here.
Tell you what, they're winning their first game right now. It's only the first half, but good start for McNeese State.
And then you got High Point as Wisconsin on the ropes. Boy, I tell you, Russo and Rizzo is going to be an absolutely explosive first hour if both of their teams get upset before they even get a chance to talk day one of March Madness. But you got to enjoy it. You got to love it. Goodness great. If Wisconsin loses this game, we have to have a live reaction from Colin Russo on this show here.
You know, he's not that passionate about his alma mater.
There's no way that he doesn't.
He criticizes them a lot.
He does criticize them a lot. Did they pick them in their bracket?
He did. Yeah, he did. At least in the first round.
Woo! Siena is getting after it. They look like they want it more, too, is the issue. Like Duke, there's no sense of urgency right now in the legs of these Duke levels right now.
Is it giving World Baseball Classic vibes in a way?
This is a little bit. This is the Siena's rocking like Team Venezuela. They just want it. The other issue when you're a 1 seed and you're losing is the energy of the crowd is definitively on the side of Siena.
Yeah.
Nobody in that building is rooting for Duke.
Unless you're a Duke fan, everybody is rooting for Siena in that one.
And if you're a Duke fan, you're not there. You're waiting on Duke to. You're waiting on the second.
That's not
side.
the game you purchased the tickets to.
No, what are you wasting your money for? You're probably looking at a Final Four. Oh, Siena's hitting everything too. This is. I'm sorry, I'm getting lost in the sauce here. This is not supposed to be a watch party. This is theoretically speaking, and this is March Madness because my attention is all absolutely. What were we talking about the Miami Dolphins?
Yes, we were trying to get to that.
Trying to get to the Miami Dolphins in the way in which they are setting up my guy Malik Willis. For absolute failure in his first season. Which when the Dolphins made the Jalen Waddle trade, again, if you missed out on what went down there for Miami, they shipped Jalen Waddle off to the Denver Broncos. In return, they got back a first and a third. They swapped fourths with the Broncos. They got a late first and a third. And I think it's the correct move for the Dolphins going forward. But more specifically, Malik Willis was a guy this offseason that had a good market. And he was a guy this offseason that people believed could turn into a franchise quarterback. And now I'm starting to get more and more concerned that the Miami Dolphins, who just signed a punter, have gotten rid of all of his weapons, and I think they're just trying to inflate the market around Devon Achane. I think he's going to be gone as well. I'm starting to concern myself around whether or not they actually believe in Malik Willis or they're just using him as a stopgap so they can pick a quarterback in the next draft. Like, I thought this was like a glaring review, like, oh, they know him best. They came from Green Bay. They know his style. It's almost like if a former intern, you go on to hire them. It's like, well, we know who and what this person is, and this hire is going to work out. That's what I thought they were doing with Malik Willis. It's starting to look more like they're setting Malik Willis up to be the guy that can help them get the first pick in the next draft.
I see why you're saying that, but I think this is more of a process. And
Dolphins fan speaking here. Damian Perez, Dolphins fan, by the way, Tina. I just want to clarify that. Because
and we talked about it earlier. I don't think going into the season, Malik Willis is expected to, take the Dolphins into the playoffs. I think in the best case scenario, Malik Willis shows you something, but not enough to jeopardize that first round, that early first pick.
But you got to give him a chance to swim. Is my only thing.
We're talking about people who already seen him night in, night out. They were in the building when he was a Packer. They saw him in practice. He was the defensive coordinator.
Jeff Hafley.
For the Packers.
Yeah.
So they literally saw Malik Willis firsthand. I'm sure they know what they got. There's not going to be much evaluating. All he's got to show is that he can be that guy and that you can kind of build around him. That's it.
But they did not commit to him long term. And they can easily get off his contract next offseason.
He's got 3 years, though.
Technically speaking.
Right. They can get out of that.
Theoretically, they had 3. But look at what they just did with Tua. $99 million down the drain. If they got a top 3 pick and they're bringing in Arch Manning or Lenore Sellers or whoever the hell you think is going to be good out of this draft, best believe it is very easy to get out of that Malik Willis contract after 1 year, let alone 2, because you can let him be the bridge quarterback and let a guy sit behind him. So, again, they've got a plan. They got a process. I'm not sure it's in the best interest of Malik Willis, but that is not their job. That is not their job. Siena's still on top. Siena still is making things shake.
They're up by 11 now.
Yeah, March Madness heat up. We need to get a upset alert bell here. We need to get something in the works here. Let's see. Because that's Wisconsin as well right now. High Point's up. High Point's up 83-82.
And Vanderbilt's down 8 to McNeese State.
It's all going to ruins. High Point, 12 seed, 10 seconds away from glory, from upsetting Wisconsin. And I just heard a loud roar.
I just heard screaming.
And those were the matchups a lot of people talked about where there could be upsets. That 12 versus 5. And there's 2 right now. High Point versus Wisconsin and McNeese State versus Vanderbilt. Both 12 versus 5 matchups.
It's like, again, this is why I just can't do it. I don't spend too much time preparing for these things. Like you, Tina, like you, Damian. You sift through it, you create your bracket, and you enjoy the fun right now because I'm sure there's some people that pick Duke that are dismantling right now because they have them as their champions. Not me, not I, not Rocket. Okay, we're going to get it. We got to go to break. We do have to go to break. On the other side, I think we're going to have the result of High Point in Wisconsin, unless this thing somehow, some way goes to overtime. And we're probably going to hear a yell about the result.
And going into the break, Wisconsin is down by 1 with 11 seconds left.
Oh, my goodness. So this is what we'll do. 888-760-3776 is the Baptist Health Hotline. The hotline always open. What was your strategy around building your bracket this year? What was your inclination? What is your edge? Mine is strictly vibes, going with the flow, 2-minute timer, get it done, and enjoy the rest of the tournament. What's your setup? 888-760-3776. The Baptist Health Hotline always open for your entertainment. Welcome to Pro Level Orthopedic Care at Baptist Health. If an injury is keeping you from what you love, our expert team is right here, right now to get you back in the game. It's trusted by the pros. It's ready for you because everybody deserves pro level care. No matter if you're dealing with any ailments, any aches, any pains, any issues, Baptist Health Orthopedic Care wants to get you right, wants to get you locked and loaded for the future. So tap in with the good people. BaptistHealth.net/ortho. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho to learn more. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Sienna's hooping like some pros right now on the hardwood as they've got Duke on the ropes, and they are the ones doing the halftime interview. That's not what you want to. If you're a Duke Blue Devil fan right now and you're clocking out from work, you're wiping the crust out your eyes like, why the heck is Gavin Doty doing the halftime interview here for Sienna? It's because your Blue Devils are on the ropes, and we're going to see if they survive it. That is Damian. That's Tina. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's the Happy Hour on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 27 national championships, including their 3rd championship in women's soccer. Visit KUCHawks.com for the latest on the championship athletic programs at Kaiser University.
Who says buying a car takes all day? At Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, we respect your time and make it simple. Shop online, value your trade, get pre-approved before you arrive. Then swing by, sign, and drive. Fast and easy. From the all-new redesigned 2027 Kia Telluride to the versatile Kia Sportage to the sporty Kia K4. Your next Kia is waiting. Transparent pricing, zero pressure, just a smarter way to buy. Upgrade this month without slowing down. Only at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Are you a business owner or handle your company's marketing? Banyan Printing and Signs partners with over 1,000 local businesses in Palm Beach County. Their full-service solution saves you time and money by eliminating multiple vendors. From business cards and brochures to direct mail services and signage, they do it all. Fast turnaround, free local delivery, and superior customer service are what sets Banyan apart. Could a market leader with 48 years improve your current model? Visit banyanonline.com or call 561-586-6220.
For over 40 years, Ronald McDonald House of South Florida has supported families like Kayla's.
Without the Ronald McDonald House, we couldn't continue with Kayla's medical treatment.
We are now building a new, larger house to accommodate almost twice as many families each year.
It's a peace of mind knowing we have a place to stay without worrying about costs.
Help us build this new home by visiting rmhcsouthflorida.org.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
And that's a wrap. Wisconsin, it's curtains, 12 seed High Point, comes out with the win. And if you see the play that got it done, a full length of the court pass and a layup that put High Point over Wisconsin 83-82, and they hold on for that lead, they get the upset. And that is going to be likely the second most consequential upset of the day. It's Theo Dorsey, Damian Perez, Tina Costanza in here for Theoretically Speaking in the happy hour, and that is because Siena is currently up by 11 on Duke. 2018 UMBC, 2023 FDU, and potentially 2026 Siena. They're looking to be the third 16 seed since the inception of of March Madness, since '84 really, to upset a 1 seed. And we're 1/2 away. Boy, oh boy. I'm going to love this.
You think it'll happen?
You know what? I'll put an official. So the one thing I don't like about this is Duke is also shooting poorly. Siena's doing well. Duke is shooting poorly. They can easily have a hot stretch.
And it's only, what, a 10-point game?
It's a 10-point game.
To that point?
You know what? I'm going to go with history. I would rather call the Siena win and be wrong than call Duke and see the Saints pull this thing out. So I'm rolling with Siena today. I'm putting it in officially. Let's go. Let's make it shake. I'm going to need somebody to heat up, though. I need somebody to go on an absolute heater. Tina, who you got, Duke or Siena? Siena or Duke?
I'm going to go with Duke.
Okay. Chalky. Duke or Siena, Damian?
I think Duke will come back.
Okay.
I really do.
Well, I'm rocking with Siena. I believe. Russo and Rizzo's next. Both of their teams lost, so make sure you call in and make fun of them about it. Go in love, go in peace, go in joy.